Hello, my name is Sean Baya. I am a part of the Psychology 413 course, Indigenous Research Methods, underneath Dr. Christine M. Ami. Dene College, and this video is for my final presentation, and I am to be putting a YouTube video up um, explaining um, a presentation of the research that I have done here this semester of 2021. And um, my research title was Trauma of Abuse. And the story that I had used for my talking circle and was also the conversation that um, was formed in a certain method. Um, Basically, the story that I had was when I was a young boy, I had experienced abuse in many ways, and I also wondered if it was the right thing for people to do to go through at the time when I was being whipped with a belt or being lectured in ways that hurt my emotions. But then, as I got older, I learned that abuse had been everywhere, and that a lot of people have experienced it as well. And I always wondered, as growing up, enduring all the pain, physically and emotionally and mentally. I always wondered if it would ever stop, and when I would actually live without um, feeling that you know um, the fear that comes from abuse. And but then many of us have been disciplined in different ways, and some people have been abused through discipline in ways that we couldn't even imagine happening to us. And that was actually my opening story there within my talking circle conversation, to form a interview process with participants who would want to explain or express their experience and history of um, um, abuse. So, um, the research question also that I used was, how do Navajo students get through traumatizing abuse in schools? And the reason for that was because um, my personal connection, um, you know, of experiencing abuse in school was, I had been um, traveled around off the reservation and on the reservation, and it seems like I always encountered violence, fighting with other students. I wasn't the one picking the fights, but they would always start trouble with me because I was new and I was different. And with that abuse, I've always gotten in trouble, and I find myself defending myself. But then again, the administrators wouldn't listen to my side, and just seemed like just want to get the situation over, and I end up getting in trouble or suspended or sent home from school and getting put into detention to learn my lesson of fighting. I guess basically, after experiencing all that, um, after experiencing all that, it would just make me wonder. So, you know, that there can actually open up, that question there can actually open up to a lot of people out there. Um, on to say, you know, I know about this. I've experienced it. I've experienced abuse. You know, I believe that question there is could actually help find out how many people within the communities of Lukachukai and Saili as well, and also along with other communities out there to explain how they can relate to abuse. That there are different types of abuses out there, but here the research question was within schools, and so I'm sure that a lot of us have experienced that within the school setting, bullies, being a bully, and just experiencing that type of incidents, and also I would say also research agenda. Um, my research agenda was um, using the conversation method, and also having using random selection of going into the communities of Lukachukai and Saline area of Arizona, and asking people if they would like to participate, and also um, give them information about have them sign consent forms, and also to give them a description of what their risks are, and also the following description of the research and why it's being done. So with that, they would sign off on it, whether if they want to participate or not. And if they do, then I would ask them questions about their depth of how much they know about abuse, and being one being the lowest, five being the highest, and if they can explain themselves on how they experienced abuse. And with that, I would go into a conversation mode to where I would gather the qualitative data, and also through the surveys of them scaling or giving their knowledge of what they know about abuse, would give the quantitative data through this research. And also the methods, also would do the conversation method, sit with a person in a personal interview, and express their experience with abuse. And my story of the project was the reason why, like I said, I've experienced abuse in schools, which was very difficult, and I basically, it made me wonder if that's still happening to this day within elementary, junior high, and high schools, and some colleges like that. And I do know that there are incidents that happen in college, so that's one reason why I wanted to make this project, and why explain why it's important to me and how it could benefit the community out there. So that there is what I experienced, what I've done within this research, and it is valuable to me. I've learned a lot about indigenous research, of how the history of abuse had happened throughout the years, and how it's still happening to this day. Through finding out through people about what they know about how it still affects them, and there are different forms of abuse out there. But overall, my experience of this has been learning about research methods, has been something very grateful and very important that is needed out there to do research amongst Native American and indigenous communities. So with that in mind, that is my final presentation. Thank you very much, and I hope that you enjoyed this video.